dropping knowledge on Grambo grows. Talking about plants and how they go. Let's go. From seeds to the cure, we always smoke pure. Nothing but good vibes up in here. We blaze the ganja, keep it fire. Grambo grows, burning desire. Learn about cultivation, step by step. You can rock out the negativity. Cannabis vibes up in here. Grambo grows, lines up here. Grow, vibrate unite.
Nothing but good vibes up in here. Grambo grows. Guys, welcome back to what I'm calling episode 1. Grambo grows 2.0. I'm back, baby. I'm back from the void. You guys know last week seems like a year. Actually, it doesn't. Seems like almost instantaneous. Guys, I made it back from surgery. You guys are all the last people I talked to when I went out and did the thing, so it's so good to see you guys. We got and shout out to LJ Jones. We got a lot of new GramBorg, OG GramBorg. Yes, the GramBorg. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. This is the Late Night Smoke, where we talk all things cannabis, growing, smoking, hanging out. Boy, I'll tell you, this is a week, man. I didn't get much. Yo, what up there from Jacksonville? Should have went over to Tampa, hung out with Jaron. Jaron was just in Tampa. What up, Smoke a Lot of Potamus? Good to see all you guys. I'm feeling good. I was not feeling very good for a while. It was freaking brutal, and I am. Yeah, AA. How am I feeling? I'm feeling decent. They gave me I didn't get I had good surgery. I did not have a great aftercare. They didn't tell me much. I learned as much from a guy. I was talking to this tow truck driver guy. And he's like, "Oh, I had that surgery. Just make sure you go walk and do all this stuff." My doctor didn't tell me any of that. It all made perfect sense. Now they're like, "Can you pee?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Get out." And shout out to Jug Dealer Gabe. Gabe is the real. Gabe is a real one. That man sat in a parking lot all by himself, waiting for me to get out of surgery, and he's the man. So shout out. Make sure you subscribe over at Jug Dealers. Watch Jug Dealers. Buy something over at jugdealers.shop, and in the notes put "Thank you, Gabe, for picking up Grambo from the hospital." It was not lost on me how great it was. So they gave me almost no pain medication. It's gone essentially the second night out of surgery. So thank God for edibles. I can't. Normally I'm like, "What are you guys smoking?" And then I grab my little rig here. The rig is it's off, baby. I ain't smoking nothing. It is my gut. So I had a patch, a mesh, a piece of plastic sewed into my musculature right inside my gut, right? So sneezing is the devil. I'd rather cut my own nose off than sneeze. It is so brutal. So that means dabbing is out. Turpicana Kyle, shout out to him. He called to check up on me. And he's like, "Yo, bro, I got some dabs for you." And I was like, "I can't cough, right? Cannabis, you know what's up. Just can't cough." So I've been leaning on the edibles, and I might be a little saucier than usual tonight. Cause I'm stoked to have our guest on tonight. He's one of guy, like you watch stuff, I watch stuff. My guest tonight, he's one of the guys that I watch. And I love funny stuff. So if you guys like fun, I'm blitzed. You can tell this intro is going horrible. And why put further ado? Now, what I do want to preface is that you might or you might not recognize tonight's guest's face. And this has its reasons, because recently he took a whole left turn. He's driving down Stairs Avenue, and he just takes a hard left onto Face Reveal Boulevard. So if you don't recognize him, you sure as shit have seen one of his videos if you're watching one of mine. So let's bring him in. My friend, Grow Under the Stairs.
Oh yeah. What's up?
Oh man, it's good. I'm so glad that you were coming on, and we're like, "Oh, what are we talking?" I was like, "Dude, we're we're chilling. It's like last week I had Ames High Cannabis on. We try to do like a hardcore grow talk. Like let's bring the grind and care into the masses. And like tonight we both kind of just were like, bro, I'm high and chilling. What about you? It's like same. So we're just hanging out. But yeah, welcome to the late night smoke. Manny from Grow Under the Stairs. Manny, I'm gonna call you Manny.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me. And for those who don't know, this is actually my first live, I guess, whatever we're doing now with the mask on. So
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous.
It was
If you're watching,
I messaged you like a month and a half ago.
Yeah,
and I was like, yo, now that you're doing the face unveiling, you gotta come on my show one of these times. And then the first slot I had post-surgery, I was like, I go under the knife. And then my first slot open, I was like, I'd love for you to take it. And you were gracious enough to come hang out. So yeah, this is
I
this is
appreciate
Grow
you
Under the
inviting me,
Stairs,
man. I
everybody.
really like what you do. You know what I mean? So it's
Thank
really
you.
my pleasure, man. And I know you're into comedy as well, so we have that in common, as background at least. So like it's nice to talk to
Yes. So for anyone who thought your name was Alfred,
you. Yeah. So let me
no.
tell you about that. For those who watch the
Yes.
show, I have I was gonna put him in the background, but I have a mannequin that is my co-host, and his name is Alfred. The reason for him being Alfred is because I'm Batman. So that was the original reason for that. It's just I think I'm Batman. You know what I mean? So and with the mask and everything, it just kind of went together at the time. So, but my name is Manny, though. Yeah.
Yes, you guys. One of the things like the crossover in this community for sure. Almost anybody watching my channel has definitely seen some of your videos, but definitely go check them out. They're freaking hilarious. Alfred is this insane character.
Yeah.
He's got this high,
Yeah.
and it's pretty well hilarious, man. I'm a hard laugh. I will say this is not a slight against the other cannabis creators. This is a compliment to you. It is very hard to not be a piece of wood talking head in this world. What do you do? Because it's a wide open field. What do you do to be different? What do you do to be funny? And you created this whole alter ego. You guys jive together, and it really made sense when you had the mask on. What you did, all my stuff is all facial expression. Literally, people will comment like, "Is Grandma having a stroke?" Because I'm just like, "Oh my god!" If I didn't have my facial expressions to like get my like, "Oh shit," I don't know what I would do. I could never do
But what that
Botox,
made me do was I had to almost do a little bit of voice acting then, because I'm
Yeah.
having the mask on. So now I have to talk a little bit more, like with a little bit more intonations here, there, like do that type of stuff. So people now kind of felt what I was still getting at, which is good. Is good because sometimes what you think is a limitation is a way to unlock something different. You know what I mean? You have to be creative and get around it, and that actually develops your style. So don't ever think that something is like I can't do it because of this. The fact that you can't do it because of that is, if you figure it out, it's what's gonna make you special. So I treated it like that, and it works out nice.
It's literally like literally in every single medium of every I fancy myself a bit of a filmmaker, a bit of a comedian, a musician. I grew up in Slipknot's hometown, so I was like trying to ride that metal bus out of Des Moines for like everyone else did. And so what it always comes down to, all of the best art, all of it, when you hear the story, we had some problem and this was like a way to fix it. Famously, the shark in Jaws didn't work. It was going to be a different movie. It probably would have flopped. And then because like, well, the fucking thing doesn't work. So what can we do? Make an awesome suspenseful film like no one had ever seen.
Show it less. The fact that you had to show it less made it what it was. Had you shown it more, maybe it wouldn't work out. Sometimes it's like that, man.
It is always like that. I was just watching about Metroid and like the game Metroid, like they wanted to put all this stuff in it. And then like one of the famous mechanics about the first Metroid is that there's a freeze gun. And so you could freeze an enemy and then walk on it. And they needed another weapon. And so like they couldn't put it, there's no more memory for more weapons and things. And some guy was like, well, what if we palette shift it blue? And then the enemies freeze and we take their collision away so you can, or put collision on it so you can walk. And like literally like just the most end of the day, 24-hour, like the last idea off the ship.
That worked. Yeah,
that's the thing that made game what it is. And so I always want to call him Django. I can't remember. There's a guitar player that has 3 fingers. And he's one of the most unique shredders ever. He's from like the 40s or 50s. His name's Django Reinhardt, I believe. And this guy plays. Here's my impression of all guitar players. Diddle-a-doo, diddle-a-boo, 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 diddle-a-boo. Fucking fuck off with your diddle diddle diddle. You know, no one wants to hear diddle 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 ever again. And this guy doesn't diddle 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 because he only got 3 fingers. He can't diddle diddle, so he's scatting
doing whatever he does. He's doing what he does.
Yes,
it becomes what he does because that's the only way you do it. You know,
you did something that not many people could do, doing a faceless. You did a faceless on camera. Like there's faceless YouTube channels, but you did a faceless on camera. You built up an audience. What was the decision to pivot to the
but let me give a shout out to Pigeons 420 because when
our boy Pigeons.
Yeah, he was actually I used to watch him when I first started watching cannabis content creators. He was one of the first ones I started watching. And back then he used to be like this on his videos. You know, like he used to be like this on his videos and not show his face.
Really?
So really,
you know, I didn't know that.
It came from he actually like watching that. It's like, oh, I could do that too. Like I could have a mask. I don't actually need to, you know. So I'm gonna give him a shout out for that because he was the one that's like, oh, you could do it like that. All right, I'll do it like that too. And that's what happened.
That's so fascinating. See, I didn't know that about Pigeons. I always knew him as the crazy cannabis warrior that we all know nowadays. Interesting. I was just talking. I got to do Grow It's podcast, and I was a shout out to anyone that wants to come on here. I always feel like even messaging you, I was like, sometimes I'll get like high on the edibles, and I'll just like, you wouldn't like, for all the people in chat that think like, because I do lots of things and I get lots of like airtime on cannabis, and I probably come off confident. And then the reality is that I'm like, shit, should I fucking message Manny? Like, do you think he'd come on? Like, he just
stop playing. No, because I had hit you up already telling you that I'm a fan. So I know you didn't feel like that. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. I still kind of did. You fucking you're a person. You're funny and do cannabis media. So I consider you appear in all of my things. And anybody at my level or above, I instantly am like, oh gosh, you know. Like,
that's
you know,
nice. That's nice for you to say, man. Because literally, you know, I feel like that about you, man. I'm like, that's why I'm nervous. You know, we were talking about it a little bit behind the cameras. It's like when we do this, and you care about what you do, you respect other people that care as well. You know what I mean? And I know that you care about your work. So, you know, you saying it to me is like me saying, you know, it's like the Spider-Man meme pointing at each other.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Another thing we were talking about is stand-up comedy before we got started. And I was talking about how like I was like, these are dark clowns. These are clowns with dark souls, and they're just crying bastards that, you know, like fucking, it's hard. The thing that would propel you to like put yourself out there is because like you have, I know for me, it was like this, I think I can, I don't know, but and also I don't know if I can. I think I can, but I don't know if I can. So let's find out. And then you start doing it, and boy, it's hard in the beginning. Boy,
and it's, you know, you've done therapy before, right? I believe I've heard you talk about it.
Just recently, about a year and a half ago, I started, and I had my own reasons. You know, I had to be like, I had to de-macho. I always thought it was touchy-feely, right? And then it's really just about accountability, really answering your own.
It's like, what you could control.
Traffic makes me angry, and then here's therapy. Why do you think that is? And you go, well, why are they assholes? Like, oh, because they're keeping me from getting where I need. You know, and then by the end of an hour, you go, I get it. I'm the asshole.
But the reason I brought it up is because, like, you know, when you do what you do, stand up, and when we're doing what we're doing, which is YouTube, that whole thing of I think I could do it, but can I really do it? The people are the ones that ultimately decide, and it's almost like in stand-up, your self-worth becomes what the people say about you, and that's a horrible way to live life. Depending on what other people say about you, that's how you rate yourself. And you know, in therapy, they'll tell you don't do that, but I'm like, it's part of my job. This is my job. You
Well,
know
like
what I
YouTube,
mean?
they give you the statistics. They go, here's how you rank compared to your peers. You go, okay, pigeons is killing me.
It's crazy, man.
Nah, that's the thing. You know what got me into therapy is that I kept hearing like AAA comics, like not just comics above me, but like the best comics. You run into people out at the Denver Comedy Works has a new talent night program, and so you meet a lot of cool people through that. People that are coming in, flying in, hanging out, and I just kept hearing it's like, dude, I really figured out comedy once I got into therapy. I kept hearing that, and then after
Mm.
2020, the lockdown, then my mom passed away, and I had a baby. My mom died the same week as my baby was born, like same
Damn. Like,
hospital.
why is life like that, man? Sometimes, like, why does
And
this shit
I
happen
started
like
asking those questions. Why is life like that? What the fuck is going on? And, you know, when you smoke a lot of weed, you start like weirdness is afoot. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah, yeah.
saying? So, and then what it really comes down to is that the best actors, the best content creators, the best stand-up comedians, they love themselves and not in an egotistical I love me. Like I can fuck up, I can be a newbie, I can go in for Scotty Real will always say on the show, Grandma, we're learning in public,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and having the balls to say I don't know. I got a lot of
Yeah.
shit when I did Mr. Grow It's podcast. I'm not growing right now, I'm in this new apartment, and there's definitely no growing in here right now. My grow up my friends isn't set up, and he's like, what's your PPFD at currently? And I was like,
I don't know. I
I
gotta
was just
got
like,
one.
I was like, lie, just lie and say that. And I was like, no, I don't have a grow right now. And I
Right,
caught a couple of people that were like, if you don't grow, aren't you really more of an enthusiast than a
right, right.
grower? It's like, bitch, I've been growing, you know, just because your
Forever,
kid
like
goes to
the
college,
years.
you don't. Yeah, dude, I started. Come on, get out of you, get it. You get it, Manny. It's hard, and I respect you. So that's why I asked. It's so interesting. You had this nice you know, you were Slipknot. You had the mask on, baby. What
Yeah, yeah.
propelled you to take it off?
Well, first, the reason I started with the mask was because I was living in an illegal state. Yeah, I was in New Jersey, and I used to have a comedy career, so I was a little bit known within certain sectors and in my country and stuff like that. And that's a lot of pressure. I'm from the Dominican Republic. Over there, like weed is still like a drug. You know what I mean? Like it's like a
Of
drug still.
course. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I'm coming from that background with a bunch of people know me, and I'm doing family friendly comedy, and here I am now doing cannabis in an illegal state, and it's like I can't, you know, like it just didn't go together at that time. So
Right.
once I moved to Alaska, which is where I live right now, you know, that the legal aspect went away, and I also feel confident about what I'm doing, so I could stand on any questions that public from before might have. You know what I mean? Like I know how to answer these things because it's now this is part of me. It's not something I'm starting anymore. This is just what I do. You know? I feel
Yeah.
comfortable, so I'm here so you can see my face.
It's
Let the
it
people see.
in no way would I ever equate it to any of the LGBT experience, but you get a taste of like being in the closet over something. It's in no way
Yeah.
is it comparable to like those people struggle. They get hate for a lot of different things, but there's this law enforcement aspect, and you're constantly looking over your shoulder. I remember when I moved to Colorado, my wife at the time, I'm that guy now. My
Yeah,
wife at the
yeah, no,
time.
man, that's crazy, man. Your life changed so much in the past few years, bro. That's
Oh,
crazy.
dude, bro.
Your
I'm
story
talking
is,
to I'm
yeah.
talking to grandma, you know,
Mhm.
she's the matriarch of the family. And
Right.
she just straight up was like, so what, you're gonna take my daughter to Denver and you're gonna grow cannabis? And I looked her
Mm-hmm.
right in the eye and I said, yes, ma'am.
Damn,
That's what
that's
we're gonna do.
crazy. That's
And I was like,
crazy.
here's what we're gonna do. Like it's legal. I'm gonna
Mhm.
get my 99 plant count. She's gonna get her 99 plant count. Yada yada yada. Fucking my brother Tosh allegedly, you know, yada yada yada. And
Yeah, yeah.
that's what you and I share in that aspect is that ironically, I wouldn't tell a soul that I was a weed grower. I didn't tell. I barely told anyone I smoked, and I went from
Mhm.
like not telling anyone to like the next day
To
telling
like you're being that
everyone.
guy, like you're Grambo.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, it's one of it happens. So now it's like literally if I go out on a date or
Mhm.
something, you know, like, so what do you do? And it's like, just type Grambo into YouTube.
Yeah, it's still tough, man. Do you feel like comfortable saying like legit? What's when somebody says legitimately like, what is it you do for a living? What do you say?
So if I was on a date, and I've been on these dates, and they go, "What do you do?" I go, "I work for a couple plant nutrient companies because I work with Dude Grows and Recharge, and I work with the Jug Dealers and New Millennium Nutrients. Like I work
Yeah,
for a couple
okay.
plant nutrient companies, and I'll admit they're in the cannabis sphere.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
Denver. In Denver, I mean, everyone is like if you're in Hollywood and you say I work in the industry, people assume you're an
That's
actor.
what the industry is.
In
That's pretty
Denver, the industry is weed. This is what it
okay.
is. Yeah.
That's interesting, man. That's good. I'm always like, I don't know what to say. I'm an entertainer. You know what I mean? I'm a YouTuber. Like all of that sounds kind of weird. You know what I mean?
I like I literally legitimately when I don't like when especially if I'm talking to someone like comedians don't know I'm a musician. Musicians don't
Yeah.
know I'm a YouTuber. The
So I guess
YouTubers don't
depends who
know I'm
you're
a
talking
stand-up.
to, right? You have
Yeah,
like different crowds.
and so I'll just reside myself to say I'm an entertainer. At the end,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
produce things, I make things, but at the end of the
Right.
day, Daddy wants to shine.
This is where we belong.
Yeah. And then it doesn't help. Like we do the DGC Cup here in Colorado at Dude Grows. And so I met my girlfriend at the DGC Cup. And so I look like a rock star, I act like a rock star. And so it's just like, all right, I
So
guess
hold
like
on, was she a fan?
her brother was a fan. She
All
didn't know who the hell I was.
right. The benefits
Yeah,
of
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Very good, man. Very good.
Yes. No, it was one of the, you know what it was? 100% because she's very, very, very beautiful. Like I
Mm-hmm.
go places with her and I can see the
Do
look on
you
people's
feel out of
face.
place?
No, that bitch is
Oh
lucky to
no,
have
you
me.
stand on it? That's
Oh, that
good,
bitch is
bro.
lucky to have me, man.
Oh
I'm telling you.
hell
I am
yeah.
Grambo, son.
That's what the fuck is up. Yeah. I like that.
But so when I met her, I didn't hit on her. I literally was polite and like
But in
just
your
made her
head, you
laugh.
were
Just like,
already there. In your head,
you
you were
know,
already. It's just you were
I was a
playing it
big
cool.
metalhead right over
Mm-hmm.
here on the post show for all you Gramborg members. One of the benefits of becoming Gramborg and joining the channel membership is I do a post show every, you get to see the inside of the studio. And right here's a big Pantera banner. And me and my buddies were hardcore Pantera fans. And Vinnie
Mm-hmm.
Paul tried to bang my friend's girlfriend, like right in front of him. He's like, "Oh, you should come to the bus." And he's like, "Oh, can I bring my
He's like,
boyfriend?"
hey,
He's like,
listen.
"No, fuck off." And he always was salty for Vinny for the rest of
Uh-huh.
his life, right?
Right.
Like he never had the same love for that guy. And I literally was like, now that I might be a little bit of that to some people. And literally, I'm talking to the hottest girl at the cup and her brother, who's a huge fan of me. And I go, do not Vinnie Paul this poor kid. Do not hit on this girl. Do not
Right, right, right.
fucking look twice, just fucking straight up.
Man,
And
that's
I was just,
interesting. Man, that experience shaped what you did. That's cool, man. So you're
oh
like, I don't
yeah,
want to
yeah.
be there. I don't want to leave that
And you
taste
know
of
what
something on your.
happened?
Yeah.
I went home that night just thinking like, I'm still single and still lonely. And 2 weeks
But
later, I get it.
you didn't exchange nothing, no Instagrams, nothing.
Just
It's
hello,
just
thank you for coming.
mhm,
Where are you from? That's awesome. Oh, you're a mom. That's hilarious. Oh, our kids are the same age. How cool.
mhm.
You've been covered in vomit in the last 2 years. That's
Right, right, right,
awesome.
right,
Yada
right.
yada. And then I get a
Okay.
DM 2 weeks later. Hey, do you remember me? I go, hey, I do remember you. She's like, I left
That's
my
so
phone in
cool.
Colorado. I have to come back. Like, oh, cool. And then,
That's what's up, bro. That's good, man. And I'm glad it
yeah,
worked out like that. You played it cool. You saw she was beautiful, and it came back to you, man. That's dope.
it comes back to you.
Yeah.
I also deleted tinge and hinder to hinder.
What,
There's my
like after
dyslexia.
the first day of talk, after the first message you got,
No, no. So
did you
I made a
you wrote right
declaration.
away?
I was like, no more strays. I gotta
Uh-huh.
get I wrote down in my notes, have some self-respect. Stop,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
stop with the
yeah.
hose. And I was like, stop. And I
Plus, you
did
spend a lot
stop.
of
And the
money, man, going out on dates like that, bro.
oh,
It's a
your
lot of
Papa
money
Grambo
spent,
don't.
bro. It's
I don't
crazy.
date like your normal daters. We ain't going out for wine.
Oh, Netflix and chill. That's what we like coming over.
A
That's
little
what
bit
I'm
of
talking
that. Little bit of that. What a
about.
better way to find out, I'll take you out tomorrow.
Yeah,
Not
if we like
today,
each other still, you know what I mean? That's
yeah.
good. Okay,
I
yeah.
love everybody, man. Yeah, I love everybody. I fall in love. I'm falling in love with you right now. I'm like,
I
ooh, what's going
appreciate
on
you,
under
man.
that hat?
Virtual hug, bro. Virtual hug, yeah.
Hell yeah, bro. So what was your introduction to like growing in cannabis and everything? Were you a pothead going OG back? How far you back you go with the
Nah, man.
What's
Listen,
going?
I growing up, I didn't smoke weed at all because my mom was Jehovah Witness. I grew up super strict. Uh, and but all my friends did because I grew up in New York, and that peer pressure from everybody trying to make me smoke weed actually made me not smoke weed. You know, it's the same as you.
Yeah.
No,
Well, I
you was smoking when you were a little
yeah, yeah,
kid.
yeah. My friend's older brother was like, we met when I was like 2. So I was the younger. He was like literally like, hit this. And I go, nah, nah. He goes, no, hit it. Nah, nah. And then he goes, fucking hit it, motherfucker. And I go, ah.
You're like
And
peer
I fucking
pressure.
and I hit it. And I was like, oh, you were right, son. I swear to God, that night I was
Hmm.
flirting with girls at this party and I was high as hell. And I was like, I want to do this for the rest of my life.
See, my first experience was a little like I was one of those people that tripped. I got scared. You know what I mean? So
Oh,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
actually the opposite. I stopped the first time I smoked. My cousin, the one who I live with right here, actually was visiting New Jersey. I know life is crazy, and he was getting on a plane and he couldn't take these joints with him, so he left them at my house. So there was no peer pressure now. He wasn't telling me to smoke it, and now I'm like, this is when I smoke, when I want to smoke. I smoked the whole joint by myself. I didn't know. I panicked, bro. I was one, you know how you hear people, I'm about to call the cops, the ambulance. I was one of those, man. I was wilding out.
Oh,
And I didn't
wow.
smoke again for a few years. That's how scary that experience
How old
was.
were you at this time?
I was a grown ass man. I don't even want to say it. It's embarrassing, bro. I was a grown ass man, bro. So,
Oh, dude.
but eventually, I got a roommate, and he used to smoke at the time, so I started kind of getting back into it, and I found it useful creatively. You know what I mean? I love
Mhm.
editing while I'm high, bro. Like when I'm
No, it's
like
the only
on
way.
edibles,
That's the
bro.
only way that shit works, bro.
Like you could go into whatever you're editing, and you're like right there. You know what
That's
I mean?
what I say the same thing. I was like, dude, you get inside of it. You
Yeah,
live,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
like in it. People will
Mm-hmm.
be like, oh, it looks confusing. I go, it's like a warm bath. If I leave and come back to it tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
what the fuck was I doing last
Yeah,
night?
yeah.
What is this tangled mess? But
Yeah,
that
some of it
night,
is genius, but some of it is like, what the fuck is this, bro? But it's I enjoy it, man. It's so fun
they
for me.
say they always say write high, edit sober. I think just do both.
Mm. It's- I mean that makes sense. You should edit sober, but I edit high, man. I just
See, but
revised it. I'm sure sober.
this is what we do. This is that they always say practice how you play. Well,
Yeah,
we play, dog. We're
and
in
well, that's
there.
what
You
we
know
are
what I
most of
mean?
the time. Right, right, right.
Exactly. The fuck out of here.
But as
That
far as growing, like by this point now, I'll have to go to New York to get weed from New Jersey where I live. So I had to cross the bridge, and man, that shit was just scary, bro. Because you're like going to a hood that you don't know. You're going up to someone's apartment. They have guns. It's New York. You're not supposed to. The whole thing is just like bad. There's a lookout in the fucking door. Like I'm like, no, I'm growing. This is not worth the fear that like buying weed
wow.
is not worth the fear for me. So I started growing at home, and that's kind of how that.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Fear got me
pro-
to grow at home, bro. Yeah.
that smartness got you to grow. Fuck that.
Or
You're
that,
like,
yeah. 'Cause I
why
didn't
am
want to
I
get caught
paying?
none of that shit.
Here's the
Like I
thing
saw
about
my
being
friends getting
scared.
caught in a lot of stupid shit. I didn't want to get caught in none of that.
Yeah, people die. Like this is the thing
Yeah, like
about like,
legitimately, right?
oh, what, you're scared to go bungee jumping? Yeah. What the fuck? Like, what are
Like
we
you
doing
telling
here?
me that you don't have to be in danger and you did it purposely? Like,
Oh, fucking
okay.
it. Yeah, it's hard to feel sorry for the bungee jumping
I
guy.
man, hey, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But yeah, I didn't want to be caught up in on it. I saw too much, and growing at home, I just knew not to tell nobody. That was it. It was for me and my girl and my friends. That was that. I wasn't selling nothing. Uh, but then I still wanted to share it, cause now I'm like, man, I love the plants, but now I'm not telling nobody. So then, boom, that's when the channel then develops, type of thing.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
So
man.
what was your first grow setup like? Was it the tent room,
It
HPS,
was under the
LED?
stairs. That's why it's called the Girl Under the Stairs. It was literally these same stairs. Is actually the same stairs that I grew on. I made it a logo, and it was just
Okay.
yeah, it was just like a little maybe 2x3 space under the stairs, and I just put a light in there. I made a hole for the in and the out, the venting, and I started growing there. That was it, and the growing under the stairs.
Damn,
It's just facts. It's
it's
just reality.
literally what I should have assumed. But it's
Mhm.
one of those things that's like, oh, it's like the Wayne's World has this like, who's playing tonight? The Shitty Beatles. Like,
Yeah,
oh, so it's not
there was
just a
just like
clever
a name.
name.
Like, yeah, it's like, no,
Yeah.
we don't really shit it.
So like, where'd you grow? Under the stairs. Like, so it's not just a clever
Yeah,
name. All right.
exactly. Yeah, man. What
That's
about you, man? Where'd
hilarious.
you start? You remember? Shoot.
Why, definitely. So it literally, I always say I'm one of the guys that's like at every pivotal change in my life, every time there's a big moment in my life, the plant is there to
Mm.
like financially and emotionally pick me to the next
Support you
place.
to support you. Yeah.
And so, like, when I was 13 and had no friends and didn't know what I was doing, I found guitar, skateboarding, and weed like the same
Mm-hmm.
week. And it just
Mm-hmm.
was like bing. And all of a sudden, I had a girlfriend and fucking friends, and I all like partying and having fun. Everything was great, you know. And then I wanted to escape from Iowa, or, you know, I was moving packs and doing the whole thing in Iowa. So in Iowa, Des Moines, where I'm from, it's at the crossroads of I-80, which is essentially from like California to Chicago, and I-25, which is from Canada to Mexico. And Des
Okay.
Moines sits at the crossroads of the two biggest illegal pipelines in the country. And so we had the best of everything. I had the best dabs back in the day. We never wanted for anything in Des Moines. And so
You
it
ever
was
get
how
in trouble for any of those youth
I had my house raided
situations?
once. Yeah,
Yeah.
once it got raided, but I didn't have anything on
Did you
me.
tell that story in the channel, man?
I worked at this ice rink, right? Metro Ice Sports Facility. Shout out. I know there's at least one person here in chat right now that stomps my old stomping grounds there in Des
So
Moines.
what up to the Metro rink?
Yeah, and so yeah, I would stash pounds allegedly. My brother Tosh would stash pounds up in
Allegedly.
this shit, you know, and fucking yeah. And so I didn't ever have anything, but the writing was on the wall.
Mm.
Oh, I'm gonna get people around me are getting popped. Like it's dominoes, man. And so my girlfriend was from Chicago, and she was like, "We can leave. Why stay in Des Moines? Let's go to Denver." And I was like, "What? We can go to Denver?" And so yeah, when I got here, I'd always taken care of plants, my friends' plants, but I ran 299 plant counts. We had an 18 lighter, and it was just fuck. It was set on a flip box, so we had
What was
9
your biggest grow
ballasts,
before then, though? Did you just jump
like
into was
like
it
a
you were doing a temp before and then it's like
yeah,
that?
yeah. I went from like one light to 18.
Wow. And so and then everything went good, like you were actually killing it.
No, no, but that's what led me to getting into cannabis media. I found the Adam Dunn show. I found the
Mm-hmm.
show, the John Doe radio show, and I found this fledgling podcast called the Dude Grow Show. And
Mm-hmm.
so they were on episode
Fucking crazy. And now
14.
you're on it, bro. How crazy is that?
Yeah. So I
Life is fucking.
remember climbing those stairs at Metro Ice Sports Facility. I'm on Vicodin for a back injury. I don't have any, so I'm all hungover and I got to get back home to cure the poison. And I'm sweeping the stands and I'm listening to Scotty and the Dude just
Mm-hmm.
fantasizing about getting to Denver. And they weren't the Dude Grow show that we know at that time. You know, they weren't making any money or nothing. They were just two dudes with a Zoom recorder. And so this was 2014.
Oh
And
damn. I thought you were talking a
they
little more recent than that. Okay.
no, I might be one of their first fans. And so I
Wow.
started episode 13, and we just recorded episode 1720 this week.
When did you come into the picture? What happened? You remember?
Episode 16, I think
Bro.
1584, I think 1580, 84, 80, 89, JPen 87. I'm going to put the maybe mailman, maybe I think it runs together. So here's why it's hard for me to remember is they had 88,000 subs. You get a silver play button at 100,000.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. And I'm just like, oh man, we're
But
cruising
YouTube ain't
down.
gonna give it to you. YouTube don't give it to us.
No, well, so YouTube deleted the channel at
Right.
88,000 and we started over at 0. So
That shit
all
was
those first
crazy.
episodes, they still exist somewhere on a hard drive, but like anything before the great reset, I don't remember. So they had 88,000 and they're back up to 42,000, almost up to 43. So yeah, I always look at
it's heartbreaking, man, that
it's
they could do that
heartbreaking.
though. Like, oh,
Here's what
geez.
you and I share.
Yeah.
You like people like any other YouTuber. I kind of will put my nose up at them because I go, you don't know the fucking struggle. If you
You
put
know
out
the
some like
pain.
if you put out a video game video and you spent 7 weeks editing in it into your masterpiece, you're gonna put it out and it's gonna do what it's gonna do. We will work for weeks on things, days, weeks, you know, and you put it out and YouTube buries it and shadow bans you. And you
And
go,
might
well,
even delete your channel, might even delete
they might even delete your
the
channel.
whole thing
And you
that
go,
shows that you
should I
exist.
just quit? You know,
Right.
should I stop? But then you get these community members like Weedsconsin. Thank you, buddy, gifting a new member. Shout out to whoever that becomes
Shout
the
out to new
membership.
members. Shout out to people hitting the like button. Appreciate you.
Hell yeah, you know what I say. Subscribe if you vibe. Roll this video up and pass it to a friend.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. It's literally, I'm trying to get out into the world. Smoke that like button. Smoke that like button. I'm seeing it in chat. All you people
That's a
that comment,
shirt, bro.
smoke that
That's a
like
shirt.
button.
Get on it.
Smoke that like button.
It's all right.
There's a YouTube channel called Nate Black. It's a great YouTube channel about YouTube channels, and he calls it booping. He'll go, remember to boop that like button. And it always stuck out to me, having a cutesy sort of thing. And then one day I was just like, guys, smoke that like button. And it's catching on. So everyone fucking smoke that like button. And shout out to Casey's Pizza. Do you got Casey's Pizza in Alaska?
Nah.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I haven't seen.
Dude, the best pizza in the world is made at a gas station chain.
No,
Casey's General Store. Oh, wait. You're from New Jersey. You're from fucking New York.
Yeah,
Get the fuck
some
up.
good pizza.
How dare I say that? Of course, the one time I ever make a proclamation about pizza, I'm talking to a guy. It's like,
where the pizza is. Yeah, man.
Oh, what you say? Gas station. Get the fuck out of this. Ain't working.
What are you doing stand up at the moment? Where you at now, or like what's going on with that part of you?
So it's tough. So if you would ask me when I was 4 years old, I love how you flipped the script on me and you're interviewing me somehow.
No, because I want to know. This is interesting. I get to ask you right now. Let's do it.
So just as I told my therapist, I was like, I don't know why I'm not doing stand up right now. It's one of those things that's, if you would ask me when I was 4 years old, I swear to God, my kid's 5. If you would ask me when I was her age, what do you want to be when you grow up? I would have said a stand-up. I've wanted to do this ever since I was a little kid, and it's very, very hard. And so I went out and I did a road trip with my buddy PJ Johnson. This man is from Detroit, and his legal name is Papa Jr. Joseph Papa Johnson. That's what his parents named him. His name's PJ, but this stands for Papa Jr. And his middle name, I guess
he's a comedian. That's the only thing he could be.
That's all he could be.
Life kind of just.
And so I go out. I do a 5-week road trip with this guy. We do 28 cities all across the country. We start in Florida. We end in Utah. From Pittsburgh to fucking Flint, Michigan to fucking, everywhere in between. We just zigzag all the way across the country. I had the most fun. I met a hot girl out on the road. Had the best night. I literally 5 weeks of heaven, and I was 300 in the negative. And when I got back to Denver, I was king shit out on the road. And I get back to Denver, and I'm just another open micer back grinding the scene.
Back to zero. It felt like back to zero.
And I made a promise. PJ told me this Christian story from whatever in the Bible, and he gave me this big pep talk about like the man on the island. Like, you're the man on the island, man. And like the universe is trying to reach out to you, and you ain't getting on the helicopter. It's like it's trying to get you on there. And I said, PJ, when I get back to Denver, I was like fighting back a tear. I was like, dude, this story's touching me in my soul. And I was like, when I get back to Denver, I'm jumping on the next helicopter that takes off. And I was in Denver for 4 days, and the Dude Grows producer quits, and I'm standing in the room, and they go, you know anyone that can help? And I go, yeah, me.
How did you end up in the room? How did that even?
I was a comedian, and I was friends with Scott just through Guru, his name was Sean. And so Sean was like, I love Sean. I love Scott. I'd go up to the bakery. I love the show. I started listening in 2014, So when the guys wanted to hang out with me, I was like, of course, I'll come up anytime. So famous words Scotty said on the phone, he goes, yeah, man, come up when you get back to Denver. I don't got no business to discuss, because I would do like little things for him. I
More
do
like,
like little
yeah, man.
little animation things, you know. And so he's like, I don't got no business to discuss, but come hang out. And come hang out turned into you want a job.
What you ended up doing.
And
Yeah.
so that story of like PJ Johnson being like, bro, you've committed to the universe, get on the next helicopter. And it drops a helicopter off. And I got on. And so, long-winded story of why am I not doing stand-up? It's because the universe itself
It's telling you that
spoke,
this is the route.
and it
Yeah.
rescued me. And it said, go do this.
Do you
And
miss
so,
it though,
yes.
bro? Like, and have you ever
Oh, I
thought
miss
of
it more than anything.
have
I
you ever
miss it
thought of,
more
because
than
you know
anything.
what you're doing now, it could add to the comedy set, you know what I mean?
Oh,
It's not like you can't
it would like
combine.
it would,
Yeah, it's not like you can't
also, so I
combine it.
started as a musician. I started playing guitar at 12.
Mhm.
And when people hear me play guitar, with no brag, they just go, holy fuck, is people's reaction when they hear me play guitar. I'm really good. I've been playing 10 hours a day, 7 days a week for 25 years. You know, that's going to happen. And so one of the things that really is I'm getting hyped on, I've had this idea for a band I've been putting together called Possession with Intent. It's like a
Okay.
Rage Against the Machine style hip hop metal band. And then I meet ICANN THC here in Denver, who fancies himself a rapper. And I
Right,
go, oh, bro,
Is he
like,
does he do rap or like reggae?
yeah. Oh, he's from Trinidad, so he's down from the Caribbean, like for real.
Got you. So it's just his
And
swag is this, but he's a hip hop artist.
he's just, and then he is a rapper. And so I was like,
Shout out
dude,
to
we should
him,
do
by the
something
way.
musically. And he said, maybe, because
Mhm.
no one. I always will say crazy things, and then people go, sure, but then I'll build it. Go, hit surprise, we got a cannabis super group, you know,
Right.
like a
That'd
musical.
be so cool, bro.
Oh, it'd be so cool, you know. So I'm just like, you know, the universe just said, I got a kid, and going on tour like that, it really
It's
broke
not.
my heart. She was only 4 at the time,
Mhm.
you know, so I was able to leave. But she'd be like, "Where's Dad at, yo?" Like, I
Right.
can't leave her for a few years at least, until she's like, eventually kids are like, "Fuck off, I want to play with my friends, go away." Until she tells me to go away, I ain't going nowhere. She's
Do you find
literally,
yourself
I love this kid.
still like writing jokes though? Like, you know, writing us like every now and then? Because I still find myself doing that. Like, even though I don't, you know, like I just
you know, you see a screenshot of Elon Musk doing
right,
things
and it's
that,
like your mind goes there right there.
and I go, I
Your
wish
mind
I
just
could go
goes
on
to it.
stage tonight, because I'm not going to talk about it on the internet. I don't want no
Yeah, yeah,
political
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
But if I'm going to open mic tonight, oh, I'm talking about
That's what it is.
some
Yeah.
fucking 1940s shit, you know.
Cool, man. Good shit. Good
So
shit.
you did it proper, eh? You went up on, I didn't know this about you. I knew you're funny and you brought a comedic angle to it, but you did proper stand up. Like, you go do clean comedy.
Well, I was doing more like sketch comedy, you know, because I'm more comfortable in front of the camera, not doing live stuff like this, you know, like. So the stand up was really hard for me. I would, but it worked to my favor because, you know, it's hard to make a living as a stand up, you know, especially in New York. You know, like you have my friend, the one that I was doing comedy with. He would do a bunch of shows during the week, and he still needed a whole other job. You know what I mean? Like, because it's really tough to make money. But that helped me because I didn't want to do stand up. So I would say no, and they would have to give me bigger offers to entice me to do it. You know, like it would have to be a situation where you pay me so much that I have to go, and that helped me. Then I got to do less shows, and I still got paid like pretty good amount, you know what I mean, just by saying no. But in reality, I don't like the stage. It scares me a lot. Even doing like live stuff like this, it's scary to me. I don't know why, man. I can't beat it.
Dude, so there's a
I don't
famous
know how you do
Seinfeld
it. I don't know
joke.
how you people do it, bro. Like, it's just scary, bro.
There's
And I would have to get
the,
drunk, like so drunk, bro, to do it. Like, I would have to throw up before going on stage, like throw
oh,
up.
that was the thing. I did it
Yeah,
comedy sober. I didn't drink. I smoked a little bit of weed.
that's
Spoiler alert,
wild to me,
weed
bro.
don't help you on stage. You don't, it ain't like, oh, I'm gonna go be charismatic now. You're just like, I'm
You'll forget
high.
everything. You'll forget your jokes, probably. I imagine.
Yeah. I'm fucking high, bro. But after a while, you do. So I hosted Colorado's first ever open cannabis comedy consumption, where the comics and the audience could smoke. And so I got pretty comfortable at it, but I can tell you week to week, it was cute in the beginning. Oh, I'm so high, I forgot my material. But I was like chastising these people. I was like, do not fucking get so high you forget your material. It's not fucking cute if you forget your material every week. Oh man, I'm so high, I forget.
Yeah, like
stop it.
Right.
Stop.
Yeah.
You know. So
like,
yeah,
it's not cute no more,
man.
We're here to watch you actually do something.
Yeah. There's a comedy show out there called Gateway. I recommend everybody go see it. He takes 3 comedians. You do 10 minutes sober, and then he takes you in the back, gets you high, and you come out and do another 10 minutes, and then the whole shtick is how much you suck.
That's pretty good. I haven't seen that. I will have to check that out. Do they ever get better? Or is it funnier? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, that's what would be like if I ever did it, there'd be no change. You'd just be like, same
just
guy,
the normal GRAMBO, right?
Yeah. Fuck yeah, that's awesome. I love sketch comedy. It is easier, I'll say, because I always would crush it. I do sketch comedy from time to time, and bro, I would crush. And because it was always the thing of like when I'm improvising, I know what the character would say, but what would I say? Like the me, what would Grambo say if some drunk bitch said that? I don't know what I'd say, but when I'm playing Rasputin, I know what he'd say. Cut off that bitch's head. Bring her to me. I will cut her. Bring her to me. I'll cut her face. I'm not going to say that. Grambo isn't going to say, bring her to me and I'll cut her face. But the Rasputin, bring her to me. I cut your face. I cut nose. You sit down.
So, you know, and going back to even when we were talking about not knowing what you're doing and how that makes the comedy, there's a lot of jokes like that sometimes you want to make fun of something, but you don't know enough about the subject. So you still go ahead with the joke and it makes it funnier because you're doing the wrong accent or you're doing the wrong reference and people think, oh, look, he's funny because I really didn't know. You know what I mean? And that becomes part of your style. It's like, oh, he's dumb. Like now it's even funnier because he's dumb. You know what I mean? Like I always use these things to my advantage as well in comedy, and this not knowing didn't stop me, man. It'll make it funny. If I don't know how to do green screen and I need green screen, the fact that I don't know how to do it, that shit'll look funny, even funnier, bro. You know what I mean? So
just gotta commit to the bit, baby.
What was that?
You gotta commit to the bit.
Yeah. Just go for it, man.
So yeah, definitely for me it was I moved to Denver in 2015 and
Did you ever use your music in comedy? Like you ever try to write a funny song or
it's there's this purity to stand up
when it comes to music for you.
Yeah, like I remember I was watching fucking this great show and this great headliner. Just because I know these people, they'll remain silent. But amazing headliner brings his girlfriend on stage, like on tour with them, and she's a musical comedian. And she just eats shit with this guitar for fucking 30 minutes. And it's like, ugh.
They're going to know what you're talking about.
And then he comes out. You're going to have to deal with it, lady. And he comes out and then turns his back to the audience. Comes out, grabs the mic, turns his back to the audience and faces the wall. And proceeds to murder for 5 minutes. Just with nothing. And I remember sitting there. I wasn't even laughing. I was just going, now this is fucking stand up. Fucking boo that woman. Get out of here. I love the raw. I play guitar, and so I realized, oh, you're hiding behind it. You're hiding behind that thing. You can practice at home and you come out all Shreddy McGee. There ain't that in comedy. You are just
I see like the spontaneity of the whatever it is that you need at that moment is gone when you're doing that.
Yes. There's a we were talking about just being nervous with doing stand-up. Ross Seinfeld has a great joke where he says that statistically on Earth, the number 2 fear in the world is public speaking. Statistically, the number, like not snakes, not heights, number 2 is public speaking. Number 1, or no, I fucked it up. The number 1 fear out there is public speaking. Number 2 is death, which means statistically people would rather be in the coffin than giving the eulogy behind it.
Man, I feel like that.
Because there's this genetic thing. I study like old, psychology and evolutionary psychology and evolutionary game theory and all this sort of stuff. And so like in our DNA, there's certain things. If you see a a mean dog frothing that's about to bite you, you're going to have a reaction, right? Well, in our caveman history, if you were standing tall in front of the tribe and they go, "We don't like you,"
you're gonna die.
that meant that you were dying. Like we're not. This is not good. Well, I shouldn't be standing tall in front of the tribe. I'm not the fucking leader. And so when it goes well, it's like a high you can never know. It's heroin. You just feel
I guess you feel like the leader. You really feel like the man,
Oh yeah. That's how it's born, is that you do it so long
that you get hooked into it. When it goes well, that's how you get hooked, because I need.
And then girls will just walk up to you and go, "You're fucking hot."
Yeah, that'd be like,
"Can I come to your hotel?" And you go, "What is happening? What is happening? I'm a fat kid from Iowa. How am I the hottest guy in the room?"
Right, and then you got to overcome that fear. It's like, no, life is full of fears. You're like, no, you don't got that fear. I got all the fears at once, bro.
This baldness, this means that bald guys fuck, baby. That's what we do. That's why we lost our hair. The universe trying to fucking slow us down.
For good luck.
Oh, baby, touch it. What you don't realize is on camera, I look bald, but there's actually hair here. It's just irradiated doll hair.
You know, so there is hair. What it is. It's like a little fuzz.
It's fuzzy, and it's weird. It looks like doll hair. It's creepy. Shave your chrome domes, bald people, and shave the back of your neck. A good-looking bald guy told me that.
I ain't gonna show it, but that's what I do. Go shave the whole thing.
I can tell. Well-shaved neck. And you got your fade going on. You're looking good.
I'm trying to be presentable. I showered for this.
I'm still in amazement. So yeah, that's my reveal. So I grew in cocoa. We used Botanicare nutrients. Was the first nutrient line I ever got introduced to. And we were growing cocoa. But you're talking about
when you were growing in the tent, or when you doing the 99
plant? No. I started with what we're using, peat, all sorts of different mixes and shits, hot soils, and my buddy would just be like, "Throw more CalMag on it,"
that was the thing for a while. More CalMag, more cowbell, more CalMag,
more cowbell. Seriously. And so when I became a Scotty Reel disciple. Scotty Reel was a can of A and B growing cocoa. This is before Grow Dots. It was just like can of A and B and recharge, and I was like, can of A and B and recharge. Funnily enough, my buddy messaged me 2 years ago. He's like, "I've been talking about recharge for 12 goddamn years." And he's like, "Yo, this recharge shit." And I was like, "I work with Scott now." Right. I told you. It's funny how no one listens until they figure out somebody,
right? And then it's like, oh,
same thing with you. You didn't smoke. No, I ain't smoking until he's like, "I ain't using you recharge because you told me to." Then he figures it out on his own. He goes, "Oh,
and then It's just like that, man. I use recharge as well, man. Shout out to recharge. I haven't used the Grow Dots yet, but shout out to Scotty and them. It's dope.
I believe in them so much. I was like, "Motherfucker, you need to go on Shark Tank with this shit."
That'd be so cool to have Man, we need to be represented in these big shows, bro.
That's what I'm saying. And he's so humble, out in his regular world. But he'll drop. Here's where I feel really lucky to know him and his marketing guy, High C, is "Dude, you should go on Shark Tank and you'll blow this shit up." And he goes, "I could do that. These are things, but then I get my wholesale buckets from some supplier, and then another Corona happen. There's some a strike in Beijing, and I can't get it shipped, and I'm over leveraged, and I bought 150,000 of them instead of 10,000 of them. Now I'm over leveraged. The yada." He's explaining the business, and I go, "Oh shit!" So blowing up too fast is bad.
Yeah, you gotta have a. You have to have the background that could manage that type of situation. You can't, but it'd be dope.
So I'm here. I'm just like, "Scotty, we're gonna blow up." And he goes, "Let me tell you, kid, business is hard. Listen up." And I go, "Oh shit,
even success is hard, right?"
Dude, it ain't easy being cheesy. I'm telling you. Scott literally, I walk into the bakery, it's him and Banner on the phone with Amazon, just going, "We're not a cannabis. There's no weed in it. Why is it? Put it back. It's not,
they're having issues with some of the products and stuff.
Just with Amazon is a night because you can't get a person on the phone, so they're just dealing with robots. They're like customer service, that's half of half the battle is can you
Probably because
talk
of
to a
the
person?
comments and the pictures are all weed pictures, or you know what I mean. It might be
I
that.
guess, because it's all AI now. So it goes, what are you? Like if you
Right.
ask, one of my proudest achievements in all of my life is other than my daughter and a couple of hot girls that I've been with,
Mm,
fucking if you ask ChatGPT just what is Grambo, who is Grambo, it
mm.
knows me. And it goes, Grambo's a comedian and cannabis podcast producer, works with the Dude Grow show. It's like, oh my God. So
Heck,
yeah, the AI knows, bro. It knows who we are. We ain't
it,
hiding.
it's a big show, man. So tell Scotty, don't like he's trying to be too humble now. Like people see him, you guys are on a pedestal in the industry. So go ahead and shine,
I
man. Go to
agree.
that Shark Tank and get your views, man. Get your stuff going,
One of the
bro.
reasons it's so easy to work hard for those guys is because I respect, like, yep,
Yeah, and
like
that's the
YouTube did
best
you
place,
guys wrong, and I'm gonna get you back, son.
bro. Let me tell you, like when I was doing the stand up comedy, not the stand up. I'm sorry, the sketch comedy. A lot of the people that I would put on the sketches were people that used to watch my shows. And I feel like those are the best people to work with, man. Like people that already like what you're doing and that just want to help you win. You know what I mean? Like that's where like someone like you will come in because it's like, oh, you already like the show. You know what they're doing. You know how you could make them even bigger. And you come in from that perspective rather than just hire somebody, just because they're an actor. It's like, no, you already know you're part of this already without knowing it. You now you get to be on this side and bring it up, and that shit works better. I rather work with people that already know my work and that already they see the vision and they want to just be part of it. You know what I mean? That shit makes
One
work
of the
better.
one of the things that definitely fucking keeps me going in this world is that because of the clandestine background this industry had, that the
Hmm.
only people that could exist in that industry were like I might know you for 2 days, like 15, 20 years ago. I might give you 20 grand in hundreds and just be like, see you tomorrow, man. Like you're my guy. And
Yeah.
like we're doing the thing that we do. And I know, oh fucking, Bill. All right, Bill says you're good,
Right.
you're good. And so
Yeah.
like our character is our currency. That's your
Right.
character's your credit card. And so working in this cannabis game, I find that like most of the people I meet, they're just because that's how natural selection, like if you existed in the cannabis game, you weren't a scammer, you couldn't rip people off, you couldn't do that. Or it's a small community. And I can tell you, working with the Jug Dealers guys over at New Millennium Nutrients and the 5/8 distribution with those guys, they know everybody.
Hmm.
It's a small community, man. It's
Yeah.
like
Especially the longer
it's
you stay in it, like the people
yeah,
that stick around, then like those people, like you said, they got a good reputation behind them, and that's how you build your empire. That's how you build your whole business, like on your reputation. So I'm with you there, man.
100%. 100%. So
Yeah.
that's why when I find people that are salt of the earth folks, I'm always so excited to get you guys in here. I'm referring to you, Manny. Grow under
Thank
the stairs. We talked about it before. One of the things that it's always tough. It's like, how do we get our message out? No matter where we're trying to send people, it's always getting shadow banned. And
you. Yeah.
here's the YouTube. You're like me. You're a YouTube guy.
Yeah.
It's all about the YouTube. So definitely, I recommend people. You got to go. I wish that we could play more of your stuff. Like maybe I'll try to put it out on social media or a short too, because everything I was finding, you're a plant shower. You don't care. You're a gangster. You're in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
doing the thing,
So
baby.
yeah. So the channel's not monetized. Like I do have sponsors at the moment. Well, I think I have a sponsor still. Uh, and but I like to show the plants because that's what excites me, and that's what I like to show. So if it means I don't get to monetize it, that's cool. I think like the fact that it is hard to do it means that less people get to do it, and I'm okay with that. Then that moves me ahead. That's how I see it. You know what I mean? The harder it is, cool. I'm here for the work. This is a blockage here. Cool. I'll find a way around it. That'll put me ahead. Like, uh, I enjoy the plant, and I'm very excited about it. And I like sharing that. I'm sharing the experience. I'm sharing the feeling that I got. That's what I want to do. I just keep sharing that feeling, making people happy with the videos, making people laugh, and letting people know that especially where I come from, again, that cannabis just looked like as a hard drug, kind of give them a realistic view of what it is. It's just a plant, you know. Then I'm here for that, man. I'm here for the battle. I'm here for the whole thing, man. Let's go. Yeah.
I've noticed a theme, my friend. Every time I talk to another cannabis content creator, we all get a glow, a cheesy shit-eating grin where it's just
Yeah,
like,
I know what you mean.
bro, I love this. I love the plant. I love making things. I love making people laugh. I love like sharing the people, making people laugh. Dude, it's
It's a
heroin. I love
superpower, bro.
it's a
It's a
superpower.
superpower, bro.
Hell's
You
yeah.
get women off of that, man. Listen, this is the game, free game right there. You can
It's
get
almost as if
everything with
every
laughter.
woman says, I want a guy that can just make me laugh. You know,
Listen,
she
it's
don't
true,
want Laffy Taffy, bro. Make a weird face.
man.
Fuck yeah. Well, everybody go check out his show. Seriously. If
Thank you.
you he and I share something in common where if you like, because I've only made 3 actual videos. I do this live stream every week where you just hang out, late night smoke, chat about grow, smoking, history, all that sort of stuff. But then I make my proper videos where I edit them and actually make it. And
Yeah.
they do really well because like I put a lot of life. If someone paid me to make my videos, like it costs them a lot of money because it takes
Yeah,
fucking
bro. It's so
50
much work.
hours of working. Yeah. So it's high level production. I consider you and I in the same sphere. High C will say that there's some people have podcasts, some people make YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe you and I are in the category of we make YouTube. We don't just turn on a mic. This is just turning on a mic and talking. But when you
Yeah.
actually edit them, and I know Grow Under the Stairs is actually editing them, character work, jokes, you're doing it, man.
The
I
whole
love it.
nine, man. It's a show. I call it a show. But on that same note, though, I wanna encourage if anyone that is watching this and is kind of interested in doing videos, doesn't or anything creative. The reason I edit this much is because I get nervous. Like I can't just continue talking like some people can, and that makes me edit. So I have to be good at that. But if you're good at expressing yourself, if you're good at getting on camera and just doing it all in one take, and that's what you need to do, then do it like that. Like don't try to compare yourself to somebody else. Do it the way that makes sense for you, and then life, just like Grandma was saying, life will steer you. Once you start doing the thing, life will steer you in the right direction. But you got to start somewhere. So don't compare yourself to nobody else. Just do the thing you need, the thing you want to do with what you have, and just see what happens, bro. It'll be dope. It'll be good.
Be open to being surprised.
Yeah, man.
Like you're gonna be.
And
You
be
think you can plan all this? You can't. Like life. Life has a funny way, man.
Yeah, and also sometimes pursue mistakes, bro. Like maybe you want something to come out this way. That's what you picture. But if something else happens in the process, maybe venture out a little bit. You know what I mean? Sometimes those mistakes become the best part of the thing you're trying to do.
It all comes full circle, bro.
Yeah.
Sometimes the shark don't work, and you gotta
There
make a
you
new
go. We're
movie.
back to that. Back to that. That's a fact. That's very good.
Booyah.
Very good.
Hell yeah. Well, definitely check out Grow Underneath. Grow Under the Stairs.
Underneath the
It's
stairs,
not.
that's the
It's
proper
not just
way.
a clever name. It started because the man grew under some stairs. That's pretty
Yeah.
freaking awesome, man.
So thank you everybody, man, and thank you, man, for having me on this show, man. Like for real. I'm looking at your eyes right now. I know you can't tell because this is a camera, but I really appreciate you. Thank you, man. I like what
I
you're doing. I like what
appreciate the
you're doing
hell
for
out
the
of you,
community.
man.
Yeah, man. So,
You got me to. I'm not 100% healed. I may seem like I just did a show pain free,
yeah,
but
it
we
was
call it the
normal
stage
to
health.
me. This seemed good.
It's the
It's
stage
nice
health,
energy.
when the lights hit you and the camera turns on. Michael
It's
Jordan
like
had his
you
best
get
game with
on,
the
right?
flu. You get that stage health. The minute I turn this camera off, I'm gonna go collapse into a
I
fucking
bet.
bed and crumple over. So
Well,
thank
feel
you for
better,
keeping
bro.
me
Feel better,
company on my
Feel better,
first stream on the new part of my new life. So thank you, Manny.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much, man.
Fuck
Peace,
yeah. Well,
everybody.
peace.
See you the
Thank
next
you guys so
video.
much. Respect to everyone, all the Gramborg out there. I see you guys giving out those memberships. Thank you, LJ Jones. You are the man. Appreciate the ever loving hell out of you. Thank you, everyone. Once again, go follow Grow Under the Stairs, man. He is hilarious. Alfred is hilarious. Everything about it is Grambo approved. I fucking command you. So thank you guys. If you want to share this video, so make sure we don't get age gated. They can't stop us. They can't shadow ban us if you share. So thank you guys. And subscribe if you haven't. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Thank you all for seriously. Thank everyone for the well wishes, all of the nice comments. I did wake up every single day after surgery feeling like crap, and the fact, I don't got no one around. The Kansas cuties in Kansas. I know the bakery boys are up in Fort Collins, the dudes out in Canada. So I was rolling solo a lot of that, and having all you guys there with me, it really meant a lot. So thank everyone for the well wishes. Thank you, Untrained Astronaut. See you down there, buddy. Thank everyone for the well wishes. Love you guys. Thank you, Grow Under the Stairs. Thank you, LJ Jones. Thank you, Weedsconsin. Welcome everyone to the GRAMBOlogue 2025. It's our year, baby. Later to you.
We're dropping knowledge on Grambo Grows, talking about plants and how they go. Let's go. From seeds to the cure, we always smoke pure. Nothing